Okay, let's get started. Hiya, hiya to the tribes. I watch a lot of videos. Most of them have the same theme. A lot of Africans are doing videos now. And what they talk about is the racism we experience here in America. That's basically what they talk about. They talk about things that happened in the 60s. That's what draw their attention. Now, let me give you an insight of what happened in the 60s. It was a smoke screen. The smoke screen is that we was begging white people for respect, to be accepted in their community, for them to serve us. That was a smoke screen for just taking our communities, forcing us to close our schools, to close our businesses. The truth of the matter is that we have all the businesses. We had our own schools. And starting about the summer of 1920, they started destroying everything in our communities because they want our money. That's the only thing integrated. So when this brother, who these African twins was highlighting, he was sharing the experience in South Africa that the Chinese was racist and they need to. He was sharing. The brother was sharing it. They need to respect black people. Let me tell you about something. Let me tell you something, people. The first person you got to respect is yourself. The first person you got to respect is yourself. And that means when you go to some place to visit somebody or come on their website, the first thing you do is show respect. Give a greetings. This phone is open. It's not restricted. So I respect myself by showing respect to others. And the brothers that concerned about the people in South Africa not respecting him, first off, you're a coward because you let somebody tell you in America to go back to Africa. Brother, you at home. You don't need to go to Africa. This is your home. So you don't know who you are. And by your running off from America to Africa, you prove yourself a coward that you don't know who you are. Stand up and fight where you are. And you say because the people disrespect you in America, let me tell you why. Because you gave them the opportunity to. When you have your own communities, your own businesses, your own schools, you got your own self-respect. You not worry about somebody respecting you. You don't need it. See, right now you're dependent. You made yourself, the ancestors back in the 60s made you dependent on white people because they closed out your schools, they closed out your businesses, and now you're crying because they don't respect you. But it's not too late. You can get back your own self-respect by just ignoring these people and doing for self like every other people do who come here. You don't see nobody coming to this country crying about being disrespected. Why? Because they have their own communities they build among themselves. They're not looking for a job because they create jobs for themselves. So why is it so hard for us to understand? Well, one reason because we misidentify ourselves every time you call yourself black, you're misidentifying yourself, and you are saying you don't know who you are. So once you know who you are, you're not Negro, black, or colored. You have a heritage. You have a tribal heritage. You need to find out what that is because you're the only real American. And they have said that much in all the literature. They hide it. But you're the only real American. Now, I'm not saying anybody else can't be an American, but they are immigrated Americans. They come from other cultures. They have their own ancestral land. They have their own ancestral homeland. But you, my people, you don't have no homeland in Africa. Africans don't even recognize you as being one of them. But ignorance is spreading far and wide. And so the main thing you need to do is know who you are. Don't let these people define you. Define yourself. The devil is going around like a roaring lion, meddling in everybody's business. Because he don't have no business. His business is destabilization. Crush any type of unity that may be coming about his people. Attack the truth talker, those who are talking for truth. Try to derail them in their conversations. Just try to disrupt them. That's the game they're playing. Actually, it's an agenda that they're taught in schools. They're taught how to do that. And a lot of them not even aware they're doing it. Because they went to public schools and they're miseducated like everybody else. And the only thing they can stand on greatness is that they have stolen our country. Well, I can say a lot more, but the main thing I want to say is that this is your country, brother. You don't need to run off to no Africa. Now that you went there and found discrimination there, what you going to do? To do what all other people do who are self-respecting. You find your own community. If you can't find your own community, you build one. You build a community where you don't have to go to them for services. You see the position that you put yourself in? I'm not saying you. I'm saying the opposition has placed us in this position with our compliance. Because we didn't have to give up them schools. We didn't have to give up our businesses. Even when they bombed us out and said we causing race riots, we didn't have to give it up. Some fought their fault to the end. But the point that now that that's gone, bring it back. Don't let nobody tell you this is not your homeland. Build your own communities. If you want peace, that's what everybody else does. That's what self-respecting people do. That's the respect you want more than any other respect. You want self-respect. Don't look for somebody else outside of you to give you respect. Hey, that Chinese, that's his store. He don't even have to let you in there if he don't want to. So no, they don't show respect to us. But why are you putting yourself in a position to go to them for anything? They told you they don't want your money. They say that they can do the same thing here. The way they treat you or mistreat you, they're telling you, we don't want your money. So I think I've spoken on this. Let's see how much they're going to show it. Usually they have highlights. When they have highlights, know that I didn't make a highlight. I don't make highlights because all my video is in the light. All a highlight mean is that the community want to delete something. So the highlights is the part that they find unoffensive. So they show you that part. And the part that they delete, you don't ever see it. Because they're telling you they deleted part of it when they say highlights, which I have no control of. But what they're really saying is that, hey, we don't like this video. We're gonna take out this part. We're gonna take out this part. So they show you what they want to see. They'll put themselves as a position of being God. They're telling you we're gonna censor your speech. They're violating the constitutional amendment, freedom of speech, the First Amendment. You know what I mean? It got to be speech you like. You ain't got to like my speech. You don't have to like my speech. But that's my freedom. Okay, so I don't see no intelligence in the chat. Nobody asked any intelligent questions. Just trolls. People don't have nothing to do. So I'm going to say, how you to the tribe?